obviously the minor details make the big details. So set plays, we've been solid, and of course it's a big plus. The most important thing is winning games, and keeping clean sheets enables us to do that.
Looking back at the last game against Denmark in the Nations League, how do you look back on that time when England lost and you got sent off, and perhaps you weren't having your most, I suppose, brilliant time on and off the pitch? How do you look back on that and the support network that you had in place?
Yeah, great support around me. I have great family, I have great friends, a great club as well who's helped me along the way as well. So I look back at, obviously, it was a challenging time. I think every international player has been through ups and downs in the career. That's part and parcel of being a footballer. So yeah, it was a challenging time, but I'm proud of the way that I handled it and the way that I come through it. And now I'm in a positive place, and yeah, everything's good at the moment, and long may it continue.
Is it extra motivation because you lost last time out and because you got sent off? Not that you need any motivation in the semi-final of a European Championships, of course.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's extra motivation because of that. I think the motivation's there. It's a semi-final of a European Championship. The semi-final of losing at the World Cup hurt a lot, so we need to make sure when it comes on Wednesday night that we get a positive feeling rather than the one that we got against Croatia.
Just a word on the fans, because you enjoyed Euro 2016 as a fan, so you're aware of what it means to the supporters when an England team delivers. Are you aware of the Euro fever that's gripping the country at the moment, or have you been able to keep yourself inside your bubble?
No, of course we're aware of it. It's brilliant to see. That's what social media should be there for, and that's what it's there for at the moment. We see all the positive vibes and the videos going around, and yeah, like I say, it's a great atmosphere to be involved in, and winning football matches enables that. But yeah, we're on this journey together. Us players, staff, fans, we're all in this together. We all want the same thing. We want to win football matches, and we want to go as far as we can, and at the moment everything's good.
There seems to be a quiet confidence about this England side, like they truly believe that winning this competition is possible. How has that happened?
I think through the hard work since our defeat to Croatia. Every game that we've played, we've tried to improve on. Every game in this tournament, we feel like we're improving, we're getting better. I think we can still get better, and I think we will do. But yeah, I think the belief's there. We have a great group, exceptional talent, and some great leaders and some great experience too. So it's a good mixture, but we're not getting carried away. We've got a lot to do and a lot to improve on.
And just finally, a note on the fact that there's so many Manchester United players already in this England side. Another one has just been added in Jadon Sancho. Did you have to try and convince him to sign for Manchester United, and what do you make of that signing?
Yeah, first and foremost, Jadon's a top player, exceptional talent, a young lad with a lot of experience, and his numbers speak for itself, what he's done over in Germany. So, no, he's a great player. I don't think it's a done deal yet. We can't confirm he's a Manchester United player. I know it's close, but it's still a Dortmund player as it stands. So, but no, of course, it's exciting times ahead, and hopefully we get it across the line.
Good luck for the match.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jess. And we'll now jump onto Zoom with a question from Dan Kilpatrick from The Standard.
Hey, Harry.
Hello.
Can I just ask you about Chris Powell? He's been getting some love on social media for his goal celebrations. He seems like a really kind of positive character in the camp. Can you offer some insight into what Chris is like?
No, Chris has been brilliant around the camp. I think positive energy. I think in these camps, some days when you're waiting for games and things in between games, you can do with that positive vibe and energy around the place, and he brings that. He's been brilliant as a coach, but also off the field as well. And yeah, I think I've seen his goal celebrations, and he's really enjoying them. But I think you all need to remember that we're all huge England fans, and whether we're sat on the bench coaching or sat in the stand, not involved in the team, but we're still massive England fans, and we all want to win football matches.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.
We'll go back in the room to Ollie Foster, BBC.
Hi there, Harry. You're saying you're not in a bubble. You're aware of the excitement as we go into the final stretch. You see it everywhere, repeated from former players, pundits. England will never have a better chance. Do you take that on board? Do you believe that as well?
No, I don't take that on board. I think England in the past have had great chances. we're focused on ourselves. I think the mentality of this group is that we demand a lot from each other. We demand to win football matches. And we just focus on each game as it comes. But I think in the past we've had great chances and the outcome hasn't been great. So, no, like I say, every game that we play is a tough game. At this level, you need to perform to your highest to make sure that it gives you the possibility of winning the football match. And at the moment, we're doing that. And like I say, every game we take as it comes, and we need to make sure we perform well.
You talk about the hurt from 2018, the semi-final defeat there. Do you feel that this group is in a better place? Do you feel the same kind of vibes throughout the group going into this game?
Yeah, I think we're in a lot better place than what we was. I think the experience of that we would have learnt from it, and also the experience of the games in between as well. For example, the Nations League. So we've had a lot of big games in that period to improve on. A lot of time spent together in terms of on the training pitch and friendlies and qualifiers. So every game that we play together, we feel like we're going to improve. I think you've seen this tournament during the games that from the first to the Ukraine game, there's been a lot of difference in terms of the principles that we're demanding from each other. And yeah, I think, of course, we're in a better place now. But like I say, we've still got a long way to go.
Some exciting new faces in this squad. When you look at, the introduction of Phil Foden, Jadon Sancho, Jack Grealish is getting a look in. But the core of this team was the one that was in Moscow. You've got Jordan Pickford, John Stones alongside you, Kyle Walker, Raheem Sterling, Jordan Henderson's still about, and Harry Kane as well. So do you feel that sort of spine of the team has developed over the last 3 years into what it is now?
Yeah, definitely. I think in a team, you've got to build it on balance and a great mixture. I feel like at the moment we've got, obviously, the young, exceptional talents that we've got in this country is great to see, and they're all going to have wonderful careers. So, no, I think it's important that we keep the spine and the experience and the leaders in the group, and at the moment the balance seems to be good. And yeah, I think we're all going in the same direction. We all want the same thing, and that's to win football matches and do our best to win the tournament.
How do you think Gareth Southgate has developed as a manager over the last 3 years?
Well, ever since I've made my England debut, I think Gareth's been brilliant for this team. He probably sits here and gives us all the plaudits, us players, but we appreciate the job that he's doing and the way that he sets us up and his man management skills. So, no, I can't speak highly enough of Gareth and his coaching staff and the way that he's gone about his business over the last 4 years.
I mean, he's spoken about the work that he puts in, the late nights, doing every bit of analysis on the opponent. There must be just absolute trust that however he sets you up on Wednesday night is going to be the right way.
Yeah, of course. I think he's proven that over the last few years now that as an England manager, it's always hard to please everyone, especially the public, in terms of the way that he sets up and the team selection. But we trust him that whatever team he picks or whatever style of play he wants to go with, it's the best one for the job.
And finally, Denmark, let's be honest, if England weren't still this far, we'd all be Denmark fans, wouldn't we? I mean, their story over the past few weeks has been horrific to begin with and then incredible and inspiring. They are highly motivated on this emotional journey that they're on. Yeah, definitely. It's been really inspiring, their journey. Obviously, first and foremost, our thoughts have always been with Christian and his recovery, and we're all right behind that. And yeah, they're a good team. They've proven now for years that they're a top team. I think they're the highest ranked team that would have played in this competition. So we know that they're a strong team with great leaders in the team, great experience. So we know it's going to be a tough game, but we're really focused on ourselves. Thanks, Harry. Thank you.
Thanks, Holly. Back on Zoom with Mark Mann-Bryan, some Press Association.
Hi, Harry. You've touched on it already, but last summer was a difficult time for you personally. Gareth stuck by you publicly at that time, even naming you in his squad whilst things were still in Greece were still going on. He then obviously called you up for the Euros despite you carrying an injury. Firstly, how much does that support mean to you, and does it feel like delivering at these Euros could be a way of almost paying back that support?
Yeah, Gareth's support of me has been brilliant ever since I've made my debut for England. He picked me to make my debut, and then I think ever since I've been available, I've pretty much played in every game possible. So that gives me great confidence and belief and trust going into the game and to enable me to perform to my best. And of course, every time I step onto the pitch, I'm trying to repay him the faith and the trust, because every time I go onto the pitch, I want to do my best for the country.
Thanks, Mark. Dan Salisbury-Jones, ITV.
Hi, Harry.
Hello.
It's another one, actually, about Gareth Southgate. And I just wondered if you can think of any specific moments where he's really helped you, maybe, I don't know, in the last year or so.
I wouldn't say any specific moments. I think there's numerous of them. Lots of conversations, lots of texts, lots of phone calls, and then speaking to him when I've come into camp and things. He's always there to help. It's part and parcel of being a footballer, the ups and downs. I've spoke about it. If you go, it's impossible to go through a career without having bad moments, mistakes. So yeah, of course, he can pass on his experiences and the way that he handles things, and I'm always open to learn and improve.
And how happy would you be for him if you went all the way this year? He'd talk, as you said, a lot about how happy he'd be for all of you guys.
Yeah, of course. I'd be so happy for him. I'd be so happy for everyone involved in this country. That's the aim before the tournament. We wanted to win the competition. It still remains the aim. And like I say, we're on this journey together, everyone together. We all want the same thing. And at the moment, it's going well, and I hope it carries on. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Back to Zoom with Simon Evans from Reuters.
Hi, Harry. Just going back to when you got the injury, I mean, obviously it was quite close to the tournament and it's worked out well and you've made it and everything's going great. But was there a time during that recovery or at the start of it where you thought you might be spending this summer watching it on television and missing out on all this? Was that a genuine fear for you?
Well, I think with any injury, you don't know how you're going to recover. You don't know the rehab. You don't know whether you're going to have a setback. Touch wood, I haven't had any setbacks in my rehab at the moment. So, no, it's all gone smoothly and it's all gone to plan, and it's all gone probably a little bit quicker than we all thought. Obviously, to miss the Europa League final was disappointing, and then I fully set my sights on making the Euro squad, and I didn't actually know which game at that moment when I would be available or be able to play competitive football at such a high level. It's not like I'm getting thrown into a friendly match. It's the European Championship, so it's so demanding, and the intensity of each game. So where it's gone and where it's been, I think great credit to the medical staff at Manchester United and England for the way that they went about everything and the way that they pushed me every day. And obviously I'm really proud of myself in terms of the way that I push myself as well.
Thanks, Simon. Back in the room, James Ollie, ESPN.
Hi, Harry. Jamie Carragher's written in the Telegraph today about how he exchanged messages with you after what happened in Greece. So just wondered if you could tell us your version of that and how much that meant to you for him to reach out.
Yeah, of course. There was one thing when you go through bad moments, you realise the people who support you. And Jamie was one of numerous people and ex-players who got in contact and spoke with me. Obviously, I'm not going to read out what was said and spoke about, but no, obviously that was great support and it means a lot. And I think, like I say, during these bad moments, you do realise the people who were supporting you. I'm
sure Gareth was important in that period as well. I mean, did you fear for your international career at any point?
No, I never felt for my international career. I always felt like I had something to bring and something to offer, and I knew, without getting into too much detail of what went off in the summer, I knew where I stood on behalf of that. So I always knew what went off. And yeah, like I say, I'm totally over it now. I've moved on. It was a tough time for sure, but I've moved on.
Just finally on Gareth, you spoke glowingly about him. The FA's chief executive, Mark Bullingham, is talking about offering him a new contract beyond 2022. Presumably the players would like to see him sign that.
Yeah, of course. We've all, well, I can only speak on behalf of myself, but I'm sure everyone as well is so happy with, in terms of coming to the England camps and the way that he's made it so enjoyable for everyone. And obviously winning football matches over the last 3 years has really helped that along as well. So no, like I say, I can't speak highly enough of Gareth and what he's done for myself personally and the trust and faith that he's put in me.
Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, James. Plenty of hands raised on Zoom. So we'll go next to Murad Ahmed from the FT.
Hi, Harry. So just wanted to ask about preparation. A lot of the other players have spoken about how well prepared they feel they are, and some of this is kind of cutting edge stuff. You're doing breathing techniques after games. You've got psychologists on hand and open door policy. I was hoping that you might give us some insight of what the preparation was like, say, before the Ukraine game. What do you go through reams of video? How do you get ready so that you kind of know what to expect when you get to the games?
Well, I'd say one thing is that everyone prepares in a different way. Some people like more video, some people like more meetings, some people like to study the opposition and opponents, and some people like to be left alone and really focus on themselves. So, listen, we're in an hotel for the majority of the day, so if you don't prepare well, you're doing something wrong. Recovery, pool, massage, analysis, it's all there for us. We have great staff here at England, so yeah, we have everything to help us improve, everything to make us prepared, and like I say, we're in an hotel from morning to night, so you have plenty of time on your hands to do those things.
Thanks, Murad. I go back in the room to Rob Harris.
Hi there. Good luck for Wednesday.
Thank you.
You must have found it pretty miserable at times watching England growing up as a fan. How do you sort of reflect on that period then when England didn't really achieve much, and the fact being part of these runs to the semi-finals now, and what you think has helped to transform it all?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, back-to-back semi-finals in major tournaments is a great achievement. I spoke about this the other night. It's a great achievement from us, but at the moment we're sat here and we want to go further. That's our main. That's our mentality. That's our focus. During the past, I don't really look back and think of the miserable times. I look back and watching England, and it was great times during my childhood. Obviously, some disappointing nights, but when I look back and supporting and following my country, it's great. It's always been great times because I'm there watching my idols, watching people who I looked up to when I was a young kid, and putting the England shirt on with my brothers and playing in the garden. So no, it's always been good memories when I look back, and obviously some disappointing ones in there, but when I look back, it's always been fond memories.
Thanks, Rob. Back online to Mike Minay from BBC Radio Manchester.
Hi, Harry.
Hello.
As well. Best of luck for Wednesday, of course. Can I just ask you about your Manchester United teammate, Luke Shaw? A great return to form for him this year for club and country. You play alongside him for club and country. What have you noticed and the difference within him this year that's made him so stand out?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, his ability has always been there. He has great ability. He has every attribute to be one of the best left-backs in the world. I'd probably say the main difference I feel within Luke is his mentality in terms of pushing himself and really the demands that he's putting on himself now to not just be a 6 out of 10 each and every game, not play comfortable, to go and really push on and be himself and go and push himself to be the best player on the pitch, because there's no reason why he can't do that with all the attributes and ability that he has.
Thanks, Mike. Next to Carrie Brown, beIN Sports.
Hi, Harry.
Hello.
We're talking about you travelling as a fan during the last Euros. How much is there a sense that you would just actually love to be in the crowd when you're scoring goals with this side?
Yeah, I think when you see all the videos and the atmosphere that it creates, and all my family and my friends, obviously they weren't in the stadium the other day, so they had a party back in Sheffield. So yeah, it was. It's always great following your country. It's always. I had a great time in France. I know the memories of the results wasn't great, but for me to be out there with the fans and the passion, and for me to realise how much it means to actually everyone, it was great memories for myself and a fantastic holiday.
I think a few of us probably bumped into your brothers and your mates on tour in Russia while you were in camp, and I think Vardy's got a lot of the credit for the slabhead nickname, but I think it goes back a bit further than that. Who's responsible and to blame And I know you're a Manchester United world-renowned star now, but is it even strange that you've got Italian studios trying to understand what the slab head title means and talking about it?
No, I think it actually does originate from Vardy and from Russia. I think he said it in an interview once, so he's just caught on from there. And I can't say I've seen the Italians' news reports. So I don't know what was said or what's been said on that behalf.
Thanks, Kerry. Next, go to Paul Hayward.
Harry, there's obviously an intense kind of pressure with semi-finals. It's because you're so close and yet so far. Different type of pressure kicks in. I mean, the team is playing better and better, but you know what it's like to go out at the semi-final stage. So do you have are you going to adjust your thinking, your strategy as a team to cope with that very different pressure against Denmark on Wednesday?
My mentality will be the same. My mentality going into the game will be win the football match. We'll probably have a little bit more belief going into the Denmark game than what we did in the Croatia game. It was a lot of, we hadn't been to a semi-final in so long as a country, so the belief wasn't there. I'm sure the fans are believing more now, but as players, of course, and staff and everyone involved in the bubble, we're all believing as well, and we have great belief. But we've got to focus on ourselves. Like I say, we've got to focus on a performance. We can't look after the result. Football's decided on big moments, but one thing that we can do is make sure that come on that semi-final, we perform to our best of our ability and we give absolute everything.
Thanks, Paul. We'll take one last question, this live section. That'll be from Alex Crook, TalkSport.
Hi, Harry.
Hello.
Wanted to ask you about Kasper Schmeichel, obviously somebody that you know well and somebody who's earned a lot of praise in this tournament for the character that he showed after the tragic events in the first game for Denmark, but as a goalkeeper as well. Is he going to be a big part of Denmark trying to succeed against you?
Well, of course, he's one of their main players. He's a fantastic player. I think over the last few years especially, his level of form has been remarkable. He's a fantastic player and a great leader. The way that he handles himself on and off the field. So yeah, I still speak to Kasper every now and then. I won't be speaking to him leading up to the game, but no, he's a great player and a top leader.
Thank you, Alex. OK, that concludes the live section of this media conference. We'll now move on to a short section embargoed until 10:30 p.m.
There we have it. England defender Harry Maguire talking ahead of Wednesday's semi-final clash.